Hey, I'm Christian.
Hey, I'm Rainer. We want to tell you how it all started.
Basically, everything started in the spring of 2016 when some friends of mine came to me at a party and told me that their dog was pregnant without it being planned. Since they weren't prepared for it, it was obvious to them that they would only give the puppies to friends and close acquaintances. So it occurred, as it had to occur. A few months later, I became the proud father of my mixed breed dog named Pippa. Like most new dog owners, I naturally started by taking over the food from the previous owner and wanted to continue feeding Pippa with the same food she was used to. That was a dry food in this case. It wasn't until a year later, when fate led me to switch jobs and end up in the dog food industry, that I learned a lot more about the production of different types of dog food. In the company where I was employed at that time, we were also specialized in barf products, which was essentially a rather advantageous arrangement for me. Then I decided to feed Pippa with the barf diet. Well, unfortunately, Pippa didn't tolerate the barf at all, and I noticed something, namely that when Pippa was feeling particularly bad after feeding her barf, when she had digestive problems, I instinctively cooked for the dog myself. That means I cooked the chicken meat gently, prepared a small quantity of rice, potatoes, and sweet potatoes, and she always handled that very well, and within a few days she was feeling much better again. However, at some point I started to wonder if Pippa is really getting enough nutrients and vitamins and not developing any deficiencies, since the selection of ingredients is naturally quite limited. You always use the same ingredients, same types of meat.
Yeah, and when Christian told me that, my first reaction was like, boiled food is a big no-no. We were in a bar company after all. And then I thought about it, and I thought that barf is a huge problem, that we always have such a high bacterial contamination. In the past, we received many inquiries at the company from people stating, my dog cannot handle this food, he has diarrhea, and so on. And basically, we figured out that no matter how much we try, we can't make our production any cleaner. The raw materials basically arrived already contaminated with bacteria, and that's why we couldn't really do anything proper against it. That is just the barf thing, so to speak. And then I was like, okay, let us cook the meat and then add the vegetables afterwards. We deliberated on it together and basically initiated the cooking process at his place back then, you know. We experimented with cooking the meat at home and blanched the vegetables for it. Then we added the other ingredients, and all of a sudden we found ourselves with an absolutely delightful meal.
Yeah, and basically it was like we not only cooked for our two dogs, but we also brought the food to the office. Dogs in office with us, so take food with you. Employees curious, asked, wanted to try it out, all wanted to try it out. Yeah, and so we gradually started cooking for more and more people.
The issue we faced at that time was that we had to perform it on a relatively larger scale, as we couldn't simply initiate a company and cook at my residence. I believe we handled that situation quite effectively. We have now established our own production. Nutrients now derive from the original ingredients that we use. No artificial vitamins, no diarrhea issues like with barf. We believe we finally found a suitable food for our own dogs with Fidelis, and we also hope that you enjoy the food as much as we do.
Yeah, we currently have the ideal feed at the moment with all the advantages of BV, simply without the disadvantages.